Hey people, this is the updated reroll guide to the previous one that I made. Quite a few things got changed from CBT2. The biggest change is the fact that we can now skip the story, which has drastically lowered the time taken for rerolling. For starters, I'm going to be showing you two methods you can use to reroll. The first method will get you around 520 ash stripe and 21 standard banner pulls, and it only takes 35 minutes. The second method will get you around 850 ash stripe and 28 standard banner pulls. After you use those standard banner pulls, you'll have enough coral to trade for 5 radiant tides so you can pull on any of the premium banners. Those radiant tides combined with the 850 ash stripe are enough to get you one singular 10 pull. When they give out the live stream rewards, this amount will increase to 38 standard tides and 20 limited banner pulls if you decide to go with the hardest method. Now the second method also takes about 10 extra minutes, only about 46, and it will get you to union level 5. This was the key to how I figured out how to get us 10 standard pulls. All right, the first method is really simple. You just want to blast through the store without stopping to do anything or collect anything that the story does not tell you to. Do not fight anything. Do not go anywhere. Do not pick up anything if the story doesn't tell you to. And you want to do this up until you reach Panhua's restaurant. At that point, you'll have 21 standard banner pulls and a couple hundred ash stripe, and you can use this to try your luck. You'll get 2 pulls on any of the standard banners. The shortest amount of time it took me was 32 minutes, and the longest it took me was 36 minutes. It can be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. It all just depends on how good you are at the crownless fight and a couple of the other fights that happen in the middle, but you can shorten the time a bit. I think you can get it down to 30 minutes if you really hustle. Now for the second method, you're still going to continue on through the story and follow it, but you're going to be collecting some things this time around. When you collect everything that I tell you to, it should get you to union level 5, and it should get your relic merchant, to level 2. I'll have a map made for it, and I will leave it in the description with it in order for everything you need to collect in case you need something to physically look at. The first step is to collect this chest. It should be right in your path right after you beat the first elite monster in the story. It's that big brute under the dragon statue. The second step is to kill these 3 little things and unlock the blue floating thing. Honestly, I kind of forgot what it's called. I think it's like a wave tide, but point is, kill these 3 things and then you collect it. It'll give you some XP and 30 ash stripe. The third step is to grab this beacon on your way into the city. It is right on the path for where the story quest is telling you to go. You just got to deviate a couple steps, grab it, and then keep going straight. The fourth step is to grab this next beacon. It's up the huge steps that they'll have you climb to get to, I think, the Magister's building, or the central building in the center. Anyway, you climb up those steps and it'll be to the right. You grab it and you keep following the story. The fifth step is to grab this next beacon. It should be on the ground while you're grappling through the air. It's right next to the building where you first meet Mortefi. The story will direct you to go into the front of the building and have you go in, but before you do that, make sure you grab this beacon. The sixth step is to grab this Sinus casket that is on top of that same building that I was just talking about. Do this as well before you go into that building. I should have mentioned that first. It's right on top at the tallest pillar. Next, you'll keep playing through the story up until you reach this bridge. It is right before you meet Jin Jin for the first time. You want to run right up to where my character is and not go any further. If you go past where my character's standing, it'll lock you into a cutscene and the next story dialogue, and all of that is unskippable and it lasts for like 2 to 3 minutes, so you really don't want to get stuck in it. At this point though, you should have had enough XP to hit union level 5. Now all we're going to be doing is collecting 2 more Sinus caskets. The next step is to teleport back to the dragon statue and grab one of the Sinus caskets that are near it or on it. You can get either one. You can get either the one in its mouth or the one on top of its horn, whichever one you think is easier. It doesn't really matter which one you grab, but you have to get one of them. The final thing for you to collect is the Sinus casket on top of the building that is directly behind the relic merchant. This should give you a total of 4 Sinus caskets, which will be enough to trade into the relic merchant to reach level 2 with him. Reaching level 2 is important because it will give you 2 additional lustrous tides and another 100 ash stripe. Then after that, you just want to collect your achievements and click through all the tutorials. At that point, you should have union level 5, around 840 or 850 ash stripe. I've always finished between there, and 28 lustrous tides. To get 10 limited summons, you must use the 28 lustrous tides you've collected on the discounted novice banner. You have enough to do exactly 3 10 pulls on that banner, which will give you enough coral to exchange for 5 radiant tides. Those 5 radiant tides combined with the 840 to 850 astrite will give you exactly 10 pulls to roll for Gion on his banner. And here are some tips to help speed up your rerolling. After holding the sprint button, if you click shift again every about second, the rover will do a little dash forward that costs some stamina, but it makes you run slightly faster. When you get low on stamina, just stop dashing, but keep holding the sprint key so you keep running, and then it will slowly replenish and you can keep dashing again. After you unlock the rock giant, turn into him whenever he is off cooldown because he just runs faster than you. He moves faster than you, so just use him. And instead of following this path where the story tells you to go to collect the big beacon, you can get there faster by jumping here and then gliding to the other side where the beacon is instead of having to go around. To get to Panhua's restaurant quicker, you can double jump in the air, grapple hook, and then glide across instead of having to walk all the way around like the story directs you to. Well, that's basically all I had in terms of rerolling. If you thought this was helpful or useful in any way, then maybe drop a little like or subscribe. I'll be having some more videos coming out soon that I think everybody will enjoy. Good luck with your rerolling, and I hope everybody enjoys their time playing Wuthering Waves.